This time on Rad Rat Video, we're talking about the new session update and a few more questions. Let's do it. Welcome back to Rad Rat Video, a channel about skateboarding in all of its forms. I answer questions that you guys send me about skateboarding. I play skateboarding video games and review them. I do everything that I can think of that involves skateboarding. Today I've got some questions. If you're just here to see what I think about session, jump to look in the time bar on the bottom and you can see where the session part starts. But there are a few questions I want to get through before that. First one is from Leonard, who says, "Hey Rad, I just watched Johnny Geiger's video of him learning the illusion flip. It was quite confusing. Would you explain what an illusion flip is, how it works? Also, I like the hair, thank you." Okay, so the illusion that it's referring to is that it looks like a hard flip without actually being one. That's what it means. But it is a hard flip, but it's kind of not. Okay, I know that's confusing, I'll explain it. A hard flip is a frontside shove it and a kick flip, so it does that. If you pop it a lot, if you pop it like more straight, it'll eventually just kind of be a tipped over like that. But an illusion flip does not tilt frontside. It just does half a backflip and half a kickflip. And so at some point, if you pop it enough and it's straight up and down like that, it can either be a hard flip or a pop shove it, depending on like how your feet look. In the old Tony Hawk games, in Tony Hawk 2, if you do a hard flip, it goes straight up, but your back foot kind of scoops like a pop shove it. So it looks more like a pop shove it to me. But if you do it like that, straight up and down, and you kind of turn sideways and it goes between your legs, then you could call it a hard flip. It's just a really weird hard flip. Nowadays, no one does it like that, just as a hard flip. They consider it a separate trick. So that's what an illusion flip is. It's really weird. I can't do it. I just can't make the board pop like that. My hard flips and like if there's a up and down version and a flat version, mine are always the flat version. I can't really get my head around that trick. It just doesn't work for me. Okay, next question is from Stuart, who says, "Hey Rad, I always look forward to watching your content. I have been hooked since 2016. Thank you. Your THPS challenge videos are relaxing and addicting to watch, and your love for the series is related to the topic of my question. I'm confident that you have heard the news of Viacrious Visions merging with Blizzard. This news really sucks. It doesn't get my hopes up for the rest of the Tony Hawk games getting remastered. I was wondering what your thoughts were on this disappointing news, and where you see the Tony Hawk series going now that the developer of the remaster won't be working on any future titles." Yeah, that really does suck. So the company that remastered the Tony Hawk games was merged into Blizzard, and now all of those people work for Blizzard. It's very unlikely that Blizzard is going to make the next Tony Hawk game. Like, that's just pretty much guaranteed. That's not how it's going to go down. So if Activision were to want to make another Tony Hawk game, they would have to make a new team or tap an already existing team to develop the new game. And that's bad news because it's really good. And to just hand it off to a different company to make it instead, that doesn't bode well for it actually turning out. That might be a big disaster. So I am worried about that. That seems like a pretty terrible situation for us to be in. Like, it's unlikely that they're not going to make one. I looked up a stat real quick. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 has become the fastest selling game in the franchise, selling 1 million copies in the first 2 weeks. So, like, with that being the case, the idea that Activision is just not going to try to make a sequel to it seems pretty unlikely. Companies exist to make money. If something made a lot of money, they're going to milk it. They're going to make another one, right? That seems pretty safe to assume that they are going to do that. But without the original company, that means someone else is going to make it now. And I'm worried about it. There's a good chance that it's going to suck. So I guess time will tell on that. It's definitely bad news. It's not catastrophic news. There's always the chance that they will find another company that is going to do even better. Maybe they'll figure out how to make tricks look right that are fakey and nolly, and not just have them spin the wrong way. But yeah, it's bad news, but you can't really get too worked up about it yet because we just don't know. Maybe they were never going to make one anyway. I don't know. I feel like they are going to make a sequel. They're going to hand it off to some new team, and they're going to blow it. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen now. Okay, next question is from FM Productions, who says, with the more recent resurgence of skateboarding video games, I wanted to know your opinion or ideas for a skateboarding game that might cover aspects that players want, but for which there are no recent games yet. For example, Skater XL and Session are great skateboarding simulators and sold surprisingly well despite the high barrier of entry they have. The recent Tony Hawk's remaster was well made and had incredible sales too. Some indie games I have seen lean more into arcade-like gameplay similar to the Tony Hawk series, plus a new skate entry was recently announced. Could there be a desire for, or would you like to play, other kinds of skateboarding games? Like games that combine story objectives with sim stuff, more arcade with the story being over the top and fantasy-like, maybe even skateboarding in a different game genre. I would like to see all that stuff. I put some notes down. Like having a skateboarding Western RPG type of game where there's like dialogue trees and you have to like role play and build, you know, like it wouldn't be realism. It wouldn't be like our Earth in our time and everything's exactly the same and be a sim. I guess you could do that though. Like you have to talk your way into getting sponsored by like convincing the team manager and doing a quest for him. So like there would have to be skateboarding as a major part of the game, but the team manager needs you to like get something out of his storage locker, and there's like a whole story about it, and you got to sneak in there and do stuff. If they could do that well, there's no reason they couldn't. You know, there's lots of really weird games that mix different genres. Like there's a game with Jack Black in it where you are fighting. I haven't played it, but like you fight waves of enemies with your guitar and stuff like that. Like why couldn't there be a skateboarding version of that where you get in a battle, but instead of picking a weapon, you have to do a trick? It would be weird, but there's no reason why it couldn't be good. You know, there could be some stylistic way where you do that where it still ends up being interesting. Another example, okay, like back in time, you know, it's like the 1200s or something like that, and you have a skateboard. It's like a plank of wood. You can't have bearings, obviously, but a wizard cast a spell on it, and so that's how it works. And there's a skateboarding game based in, you know, some ancient place, or yeah, like either England in the 1200s or like ancient Greece or something like that. Like, why not? It would be weird. It couldn't be taken seriously. You couldn't do it as like a realistic. It would just have to be kind of a fun, silly game that's funny. You could do that, and skateboarding could be a major theme in it. There's no reason why they couldn't. There was a recent game I played called Trick Shot, which is right there if you want to see it. It's like a online shooter, and you skate around and you have guns, and you can do tricks, and the tricks refill your health and stuff like that. There's no reason that couldn't be like an offline story mode type of game where it's the future. So I was thinking about this quite a bit. If you set a skateboarding game 300 years in the future from now, you could do anything you wanted. You wouldn't have to be as realistic as you have to for it to feel right. Because how can you decide what's realistic 300 years from now? The basic tricks are all going to be the same. If they're all named correctly and they look right, and you add in some new weird tricks that happen now, you come up with like a weird high-tech type of board. It can either be really stylistic and crazy, or you could try to make it more like serious. But you know, you'd have all that freedom of it being in the future. It wouldn't have to be based on real life teams and how the industry works now. You could throw all of that away and make up a new world and have skateboarding be a part of it. The Shaun White skateboarding game, I think about that one from time to time because there's a story in it. It's really weird. I've talked about it before. I'm not going to get into it. Watch the review if you want to see all that. But there's a story in that game, and skateboarding is like a tool in that story. There's a lot of opportunity for other stuff like that, and it can be different genres, it can be different time periods, it can be realistic, it can be stylized, it can be all kinds of different things. I think skateboarding could be a factor in a ton of different games of different styles, and I would like to play all of them. Okay. The last question is from a lot of people who have just wanted to know what my thoughts are on the latest session update, so let's jump into the game. Okay, here we are in session, the latest version, which is 0.0.0.7, I think. They said their naming strategy is when all of the features are in, it'll be 0.10 at the end, and then it jumps up a decimal as they get closer to like fleshing everything out. So that means we're getting close to seeing everything that's going to be in the game, but it's going to be polished a lot more by then, which I can't wait for. Obviously, as you can see, not very good at this game. I have been playing it for hours since the new version came out, but before that it had been a long time since I played this game. So forgive me for being terrible at everything, but I want to show you what some of the new stuff is because so many people have asked. I do have manual catch mode on, so you can, you know, just flip the board crazy and then land it, catch it whenever. I keep landing and keep switching around, which I don't want to do. I'm starting to feel like this game really has a lot going for it. It's got the most tricks of any sim skateboarding game ever made, by a lot. And I'll give you an example, hopefully. Nope. I will give you an example right now. You're about to see it live, first try. Okay, well that was a kickflip board slide. You may be able to imagine what I was going for there, which of course is a kickflip board slide. They added in dark slides, and they added in, you know, basically any... Come on. See, you still see that weird thing where, like, the board flips, but your feet are on it anyway? Come on. Why can you not... Okay, hold on. Let me check. It may have turned off dark slides. Dark slides are off. Okay. I had to turn off dark slides because I kept catching tricks in the dark slide even though I wasn't catching at all. Like I was trying to skate stairs. There we go. That was an okay one. I was trying to skate some stairs, and once the board flipped over halfway, I would catch it no matter what it was. Kick flip, nollie heel flip, it didn't matter. I would always land everything. I would catch everything in a dark slide even though I wasn't. So anyway, I turned that off for a while. Let me try a different variation here. See, it's still a little bit sketchy in a lot of ways. Let's try nollie. Come on. Is there something unskateable? Is there an unskateable section in that ledge there? Nollie flip, dark lip slide. Okay, fine. How'd you like that landing? That was beautiful. Nollie inward heel flip. Okay. So this game has gotten so realistic to a point where it's almost unrealistic. Like the little ways when it doesn't work are more obvious. For example, kickflip 5-0 is really hard in this game. It took me hours to figure out how to do it. And I'm shocked that it only took me a couple of tries, but like that happens like 95% of the time for me. And I can do the trick in real life, but like you can kind of see the problem where even though I'm coming at an angle, it's a very mild angle. It's usually how I do my grinds in real life though. Very mild angle, you don't transfer at all. And like you can actually transfer on an actual skateboard. You can kind of drift backwards slightly, especially when you're doing a kickflip or something like that. So like it feels a little bit off, like I'm just gonna land next to it. Well, sometimes something like that'll happen too. But I am getting the hang of it. There is a way to, there we go. That was supposed to be a front shove. Why did nothing happen? I don't know. Sometimes things just happen. That was also supposed to be a front shove. That's going to be my new goal, kickflip 5-0, front shove. But yeah, so they added in that. They added in some freestyle tricks too, which I am pretty excited about. I'll try to show you some of those in a minute. See, like this is really hard. There's a way to transfer backwards on purpose. So if you set up like a pressure flip and you ollie, you kind of move, see, like you kind of move toward your toe. If you ollie this way, you kind of, there, or toward your heel, and then this way you ollie toward your toe. But it looks really weird and I don't like it. Can you actually do that with a kickflip? Yeah, you kind of like, the board kind of, I don't know, it doesn't seem like you can actually do it into a 5-0. You kind of do this like frontside shifty if you do that. Anyway, kickflip 5-0, front shove out, first try. Hey, there we go, late one footer. I do that a lot. I'm still getting used to the catching aspect, and I tend to catch either with the wrong foot or the wrong direction on that foot or whatever. But yeah, let me show you the freestyle stuff. I'm gonna try to find a cool spot for that. Hold on. Okay, here's something that might work. Let me turn carefully. Carefully. All right, I don't really have the space to try to ollie up onto this. There we go. Okay. So one thing you can do now is this. A bailed kickflip. You couldn't do that before. No, what I meant to do was that. A Casper. So you can, sorry, like I said, the controls, I'm still getting used to everything. Oh, come on, here we go. Yeah, oh. So yeah, if you flip the board halfway, you can catch it in a Casper and you can slide it on stuff. The hard part, of course, is just flipping out and then trying to catch it. There we go. Nope. Let's do one really good. I was trying to do like a 360 flip out to be like ultra buttery, but I don't care. I just want to land one clean. Just to show you, you can do a nose Casper as well. Not an anti-Casper though. I will show you the difference between those in a second. Okay, I'm gonna land one. If it's the last thing I do. Okay, it may actually be the last thing I do. Okay, kickflip, catch it, pop, half flip. It's so hard. Like if you haven't been playing this game, like if you just got it now and you turn it on to like the normal, I'm not in like hardcore mode. I'm in whatever the normal mode is, with the manual catch and all that. If you haven't played this game before and you try to jump into it, you're gonna be shocked at how difficult it is. There we go. I'm not sure. Did it flip the wrong way? Because it, yeah, you can't really, you can't do that, but that's fine. Yeah, like this game is really hard, but that means that there's so many more options, you know, like being able to catch the board in different ways and having the physics affect the tricks in different ways. Like all that stuff makes it really, really difficult, but it gives you more options for doing exactly what you want to do. Even though that grind transfer thing, like I was talking about, trying to transfer a little bit toward your heels for a backside grind, that really gets to me. It makes it feel like you gotta line up a lot different than you would on a skateboard. But anyway, let's try a nose Casper, which looks like a nose Casper, which looks like a nose Casper, which, oh my God. Okay. Something else I don't like, there we go, is that you have to hit Y like 8 times to actually get back on the board. I don't know what's up with that. I'll show you that again next time I bail. Okay, but an anti-Casper is half an impossible into a nose Casper. And I tried that, and it doesn't seem to like that idea. You can catch the impossible halfway, and it's just like a weird shove it, but it's not like technically upside down at that point. I don't like the to tap twice to do a revert because I slowly adjust my position, and then I find myself accidentally doing a revert when I'm just trying to turn. Anyway, I also tried to do like a half. Come on, if I could land one trick here, that would be great. Okay, I was also trying like a pressure flip to nose Casper. Pressure flip nose Casper, and that doesn't seem to work. I think you'd have to do a 360 pressure flip. Come on, I'm holding up to push harder because of, you know, every other game. You tap it real fast to push harder in this game. Anyway, you have to do like a 360 pressure flip and then catch it upside down, and I haven't managed to do that, so I'm not sure you can do an anti-Casper in the game, technically, but you got nose Caspers at least, and you've got... One of these times, I'm going to try to show you a trick, and it's going to work. Okay, I've already showed you Caspers. No, you've got... Oh my God, come on. Why am I in Switch now? There we go. You got Primo slides and rail stands. Can I do something cool out of it? Oh, of course I do the late 1 foot. I always do that. No, I'm trying not to do Caspers. Okay, so to Casper, you just hold back on your back foot to balance in it. To do a Primo slide, you hold your front foot. Oh, no, don't turn around. Okay, you do a flip, and then there you go. And you do your front foot up and your back foot down. Now, I was not intending to land that right there. I was going to try to talk about it for a second. No, don't just throw the board away and turn your body forward. I don't know how you do that. See, like the trucks are a little bit too big for me. I mean, most street boards would land like that. If you want to do freestyle, you want the board to be pretty flat or tipped toward the wheels, actually. Anyway. Oh, come on with the catch. I'm going to do that clean. Real quick. Hold on. No. No. Okay, I hit Y 4 times. Here we go. Back on the board. No. 5, 6, 7. There we go. 7 times to get on the board. That 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, get... Oh, my God. This game is unbelievably difficult. But like I said, like that's... don't turn around. Onto the... rail stand. No. Yeah, like... It's good that the game is so hard because it means that it's going to have a bunch of life, you know? Like, there we go. It's going to have life. You know, you're not going to master the game then run out of stuff to do. Okay, I was trying to do a 3/4 flip every single time and it never once worked because doing a quarter kick flip onto the rail looks a little bit ridiculous. Let's see that tray flip out. Yeah, there we go. It should probably flip twice to look somewhat realistic, but that's fine. These are new, experimental. You've actually got to turn them on in the menu. They're not on by default. I think it's in the experimental menu. Okay, let me try a 3/4 flip. A 3/4 flip to rail. No. 3/4 flip to rail. No. Here we go. Got it. No. 3, 4, 5. There we go. 3/4 flip to rail. Okay, like... If you want to see someone who's actually good at what they're doing, like search for somebody else. I'm sorry I nollie so often. Just trying to run and then jump on the board and the running converts into that. Yeah, I can't do it. I've done it before. There we go. That was a 3/4 heel flip. Let's do a 360 flip and catch it. There we go. Oh, down to fakie. That's right. Okay, so there is a lot going on in this game. I'm going to try to do one line that's going to not suck. That's going to be really hard. It's going to take me like an hour, but I'm probably just going to cut to it because I don't really have that kind of time. Okay, so here's a line. I'm going to do a kickflip, front crook, or nose grind. I'm not going to be too picky. And then I'm going to do a tray flip, and I'm going to catch it, and it's going to look good. I'm going to do a heel flip here. Oh, catching that is going to be a little bit rough. And then I'm going to end things off. Maybe throw a hard flip in here or something like that. That was a kickflip. And then do a dark slide at the end. And then, oh, trying to land the dark slide is really tough. And look what happens to your board. It's a mess. Okay. Okay, so I got this. It's going to take one try. I'm not worried about it. Sometimes you don't go as fast. There we go. Kickflip, front crook. That's fine. All right, we got the tray flip, and we got a catch on it. Let's push a few times to get this heel flip. Oh, okay, okay. But let's keep going. Let's pretend we got the hard flip, and we come through. Got the dark slide. Oh, the flip out. The flip out, for me, it's random. It's not like there's some skill involved. I just don't have that skill yet. But I always want to hold the sticks in the spot where I had to have them to land. But you don't. You let go of them, and then you can put in the input for the next trick. But anyway. All right, that heel flip might not happen. I might have to figure out a different way. I might just be able to ollie it, which is kind of boring, but if it works, then I guess I got to do what I got to do. One thing that they did add in this version of the game also is stats. So I could just make... Oh, come on. Really? What even happened there? Actually, let's find out what happened there. All right, I ollied it. No, I ollied it. I clipped it. Oh, and then the board. Yeah, okay. I don't think I can clear that gap. You can change your stats, which is pretty cool. Right now, mine are on the default. But yeah, you can make it so your high popped tricks, like a kickflip, are a different height than... I mean, by default, they're a different... Come on. How many times did I land that in a row? Then your low pop tricks, like a 360 flip, but you can change exactly how much different they are. Or you can have your low pop tricks be higher than your high pop tricks. Come on, I need to find a different route here. Okay, let's get that tray. Okay, let's do a varial flip. I can't clear that gap because it's too big. And then I do the revert. I'm not sure I can even do a line here. Let me find something else. Okay, so I got a different angle here. Okay, hard flip 5-0. Okay, and then I want to do a nollie heel flip crook. All right. And then, is there still ledge here? There is still ledge here, and I'm going to end it with a dark slide on there. Okay, so I've got hard flip 5-0, which I'm going to do first in every try from now on. I actually moved the wrong stick down. My weight's supposed to be on my back foot for a 5-0. But yeah, I'm still getting used to all the muscle memory and all that. Hard flip 5-0, there we go. All right, let's, don't revert. I never want you to do that. Okay, I'm barely able to do this trick regular. Switch is gonna take me a while. Okay, hard flip 5-0. Okay, pop out, there we go. Let's get a tray flip and catch. Okay, let's do, I'm gonna skip the trick in the middle. I'm gonna do a hard flip 5-0. Okay, I'm gonna do a tray flip and then I'm gonna go right into the dark slide. That's how it's gonna go. And maybe I'll try something afterward, and if I don't get it, it just doesn't matter. Okay, that's the move here. Hard flip 5-0. Okay. Tray flip. Oh, come on. Why do I not land tray flips sometimes? Did I try to catch it too early or something? I mean, sure, but okay. Hard flip 5-0. Whatever. I don't care. Oh, why? I can't tray flip anymore. I need to put something different in there. Do a hard flip 5-0. I'm gonna do a double 360 double hard flip Casper. Okay, hard flip 5-0. Okay. Now my board is backwards, so I'm gonna do an inward heel flip. There we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna do a dark slide. It's gonna take me months just to get acceptable at this game. It is so, don't turn around. Fine, I'm gonna do a switch hard flip. No, I'm not. Okay. Let's do a hard flip. I got it. Here we go. Hard flip 5-0. Why are you doing that? Hard flip 5-0. Pop out. I don't think I've ever done a decent looking 5-0. Okay. Attempt number 875. Here's the line. It's a hard flip 5-0. There's an inward heel flip because 360 flip stopped working, and then a dark slide, and then I land it. The landing for me is basically random because I always try to do a shove it out, like a half pressure flip, because that's how you actually land a dark slide. It doesn't really work that well in this game from my experience. Let's get that board switched around. Okay. Come on. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna accept that. This is my line. It was awful. I don't think I ever landed in an actual 5-0. I'm doing like a power slide right next to the coping. Don't worry about that. All right, hard flip 5-0, kind of a susky. Okay, inward heel flip because hard or 360 flip stopped working. Dark slide that bounced, and then my ankles broke, and then I rolled away the wrong direction. So yeah, this game, very, very, very difficult, which is kind of a good thing because, you know, that's going to give it life. It's going to give it, you know, it's going to take me so long to be able to do a decent line. In Skater XL, for example, I can do anything I want. It takes me a couple tries, but I can basically, if I come up with an idea for a line, I can do it. This game, it'll take me months to be able to do whatever that was on purpose. It'll take me forever to be able to do like a cool line and be able to do like a kickflip primo slide in the middle of a line. That's months away of like hard practice. So, you know what? If they keep fixing, I was trying to do a real cool primo slide right there. If they keep fixing up all of the glitches and the awkwardness and the weird stuff, if they can make the turning a little bit less touchy, it would be great as well. Oh, why can you not primo slide most of the time? Okay, don't do a nollie and don't do a manual. Do a heel flip and then do a heel flip, and then there we go. Okay. Okay, whatever. If they can keep smoothing out all of the glitches and the weird stuff, maybe don't make it so I have to hit Y 5 or 6 times to actually get on my board, that kind of stuff. This game, it has a lot of potential, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions for Ask RadRat in the future, go to radratvideo.com and submit them there on my website. It goes right into my inbox, and it's super helpful. I can find them easier that way. You can also submit them through Patreon if you are a sponsor on there. I will definitely answer your message either directly or on the channel. So check that out. I also have t-shirts available on my store. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. End it with a sick 3... Okay.